Hang out our banners on the outward walls, the cries still they come. Our castle's strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie, till famine and the ague eat them up. Were they not forced with those that should be ours, we might have met them there full, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that noise? I'd almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been. My senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treaty's rouse and stir as though lie faint. I have supped full of horrors, direness, familiar to my slaughterous thoughts, could not once start me. Wherefore was that cry? She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow. And tomorrow. And tomorrow. Creeps in this petty pace from day to day, to the last recorded syllable of time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out. Out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player, who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Carl, look at me. Look at me, Carl. You see this face? You see these eyes? I'm gonna be rich. I'm gonna be real rich. No more eating out of can, baby. Mommy's only gonna provide us with gourmet meals. You know where people eat those? In fancy places called restaurants. You sit at a table, you and I, like king and queen. And people serve us. You pick from, what is it? A menu. You pick whatever you want. You hear me? You hear me? You pick whatever your little heart desires. And it ain't just restaurants we'll be going to. You've no idea, little boy, what is in store for you. Do you? You've no idea. These little cars you're playing with? Yeah. They won't be little cars anymore. You're going to sit in a real car. One that moves. And we're going to places. We are going to the moon and back. You and I, baby.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against the sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. By a sleep, to say we end the heartache and 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation, devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietest make with a bare bodkin? Who would fardels bear? To suffer under a weary life. But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country, from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear the ills we have than fly to those we know not. And thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er the pale cast of thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment, with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. You did better than all right, kid. You gave a performance. You rang a bell. Little things here and there. Doesn't matter. You can be proud of yourself. You got a right to be.
Are you proud of me, Bill?
I was a little worried when Max called. I had my doubts.
You shouldn't have had any doubts.
After all, the other day was one scene. The woods are full of one-scene sensations. But you did it. With work and patience. You'll be a fine actress. That's what you want to be.
Is that what you want me to be, Bill?
I'm talking about you and what you want.
So am I.
What have I got to do with it?
Everything.
The names I've been called, but never Svengali. Good luck.
Don't run away, Bill.
From what would I be running?
You are after truth. On stage. What about off?
I'm for it.
Then, face it, I have. Since the first night here, in this dressing room.
When I told you what every young actress should know.
When you told me whatever I became would be because of you.
Your makeup's a little heavy.
And for you.
You're quite a girl.
You think?
I'm in love with Margot. Hadn't you heard?
You hear all kinds of things.
I'm only human. Rumors to the contrary. And I'm as curious as the next man.
Find out.
Only thing, what I want, I go after. I don't want it coming after me. Don't cry. Just score it as a incomplete forward pass. I'm not the kind of guy who spends hundreds on a last-minute flight back to New York, tears across town, then runs up 6 flights of stairs, and knocks on my best friend's girlfriend's door in order to run off and elope with her, based on one crazy, thoughtless, inexplicably romantic night. So what am I doing here, Cynthia? I'm not passionate. I'm a fact checker, for Christ's sake. The fact of me being here just doesn't check out. It's nuts. Soulmates? I don't believe in them. Never have. So how can I be yours? The fact is, you hardly know me, and I hardly know you. Now your boyfriend, I've known since kindergarten. Am I really willing to throw all those years of friendship away based on some feeling? Some intense, aching, gnawing, burning, torturing feeling that's telling me I must be with you, or else I'll die, a slow and horrible death as my heart slowly breaks into 1,000 pieces. No? I mean, this is the kind of stuff that only happens in the movies, and we're not in the movies. We're on McDougal Street, 2 blocks south of Bleecker. That's where we are. That's an indisputable geographical fact. A solid, rational, clear, black and white fact. And all the facts are pointing to one thing. We can't do this. All the facts say I shouldn't be here. Because the fact is, you are in a relationship. Because the fact is, we just met yesterday. Because the fact is, I'm not the kind of guy who falls in love. That's a fact. A cold, hard fact. Facts are supposed to be true. But the problem is, despite every fact I can muster, there's something that still doesn't check out. Because the truth is, despite all facts to the contrary, I still love you madly. And it just defies all reason, all morality, all sense, but I do. I love you madly. And it's not like me, and I don't want to, but I can't help it. I'm yours, Cynthia. Completely, totally, hopelessly, and utterly yours. quite you now, the fair Ophelia. Nymph in thy orisons may all my sins thee remember.
Why?
Black coffee, please get busy. Oh, love make you get home.